Hello and welcome to my professional practice presentation, hosted and done by me, Stephanie Douglas. In this presentation, we're going to be looking at my three SMART goals, did I achieve them, my work experience, what I learned from them, my personal growth, what I would keep on doing and what I would improve upon, and my future goals. My three SMART goals were to get 5 days work experience, which I have achieved and we'll be discussing later on. Goal two was to upload to my personal YouTube channel two new projects by the 6th of May and the 24th of June. And I am actually on track to achieve that goal this month as I have two projects that are fully edited and ready to be uploaded, and I also have two other projects that are currently needing to be edited and one project that is also in development, and we'll get into that one later on in the presentation. Goal three was a personal growth goal, was to improve my social skills by joining a society, which I did. I joined the K-pop society by going to two or three networking events, and I did do that. I went to two online networking events with the Women's Podcasting Society that I met on LinkedIn, and I also went to an in-person script smash night where people presented their scripts, people voted for the best script, and then that winner would get a meeting with a production house and a meeting to discuss their script. And it was a really fun night, and it was a great way to work on my social skills in a new environment. But all my three SMART goals, I have achieved them, and I am on track to achieve them all by the end of June this year. My work experience one was I did a presentation at my old college, Fife College, back in Scotland in December, and I was telling people why they should come and study at the Salford University. Originally, it was supposed to be a small class of 20, and it actually turned out to be three classes, which turned out to be around about 60 people that I had to talk to. And my presentation skills came out in full swing. Luckily, at Fife College, we were encouraged to do lots of presentations and to work on our presentation skills. So they came into full swing during this presentation. My talking skills as well, because there was more people, I had to be more precise in the information that I was giving them, and also to answer all the questions that they had for me after the presentation. And also after the presentation was done and dusted with, it actually gave me quite a good confidence boost when my old lecturers, Mark and Scott, told me how well I did, how much growth they had seen in me, and they were both really proud of what I achieved during that presentation, and were very happy with the presentation that I gave. So my presentation skills are now much better than they were thanks to doing that work experience. My second work experience has been working with the BBC creative team on a brief, which is creating a radio trail for the show Wild Cherry, which is aimed at BBC Radio 1. So I've been working on this since January, and I will continue to work on it, with the final meeting being on May 12th. I have presented a presentation to them on the concept of the trail on the concept of the trail that I was making for them, and that meeting was really good with Kate and Matt, um, who are in charge of the project. Getting their insight on how trails are made at the BBC, how they're made from TV to radio was really interesting. Time management has been a big part of this project and this work experience as well, because I've had to keep on certain deadlines for when they've asked me to submit presentations, from when they've asked me to submit a script, for when they've asked me to work on a draft and submit a draft, and then going to meetings as well and being on time to meetings. A few meetings have been moved about in between because of scheduling conflicts as well, so it's taught me to be more patient when anticipating to go to like these type of big meetings as well. And also it's taught me to be more confident in my ideas, because when I was presenting my idea for my trail to Kate and Matt, they absolutely loved it. I was actually really worried about it, but they absolutely loved it. They liked my concept, they liked my idea, they liked my song choices. So this whole work experience has given me quite a big confidence boost when it comes to sharing my ideas, but it's also given me insights of how trails are made for the BBC and how they're made for radio, and how you have to find the right balance of um, giving enough story to entice the audience to come and listen to it, and make them go from radio to screen, and but not give away too much information and not ruining the whole plot line. So this work brief has been absolutely amazing to work on, and I can't wait for May 12th when I go in for my final session with their editor Harrison to create my final draft, and possibly have my draft played out on BBC Radio 1, which I'm really looking forward to. Moving on, I'm going to be talking about my personal growth. This year, even though I know it's not a part of this module, K-pop Society has been a huge part of my personal growth when it comes to making friends, working on my social skills, being able to express myself in a happy, calm, non-judgmental environment, and it's been absolutely amazing. Yes, that's me dressed as an axolotl. I did win the Halloween competition as well, which was absolutely amazing. And my K-pop society members have also seen that I have a lot of passion for the group and a lot of love for the group, so they have voted for me to be their president for next term, and I'm really looking forward to that. It's been a huge goal for me, a goal for me to do something like this. So it's been a big part of my personal growth. Um, what I will keep doing thanks to professional practice, working on my social skills. Earlier on in the year, whilst I was attending in-person networking event, Perry really helped encourage me to work on my social skills, and she gave me some really great advice as well on how to keep on improving my social skills, because it's what I will need to do to continue to uh, improve my social anxiety, but also my self confidence when interacting with people, when I wanted to also connect with people within the industry. Also, something that Perry taught us in class was setting 3 weekly goals for myself for professional practices, but it's also something now that I do for all of my work projects, my personal and uni work projects, and something that I now do with everyday tasks as well. And it's something that keeps me level headed, it keeps me on task, and it keeps me it also helps as a good reminder of what I need to get done throughout the week. And something else that I have all continued to do is asking for feedback from my tutors and my peers. It is something that I've found very helpful this year when I'm working on projects, when I'm trying to think of developing an idea, but I've come to like a standing point with that idea, but then I talk to someone, get their feedback, and then I'm inspired again to go into a different direction, or to add like a or to think in a different perspective. So getting feedback to me is really important for reflecting upon myself when it comes to my own ideas and my own thinking, and also helps me improve my own skills as well. Um, what I will what I will improve upon for next year will be gaining more work experience for next year within radio and podcasting, as my social anxiety did kind of get in my way this year for applying for more work experience. But now that I'm improving upon it, I really want to gain more work experience within the industry before I finish my third year and start applying for jobs. Um, Something else I want to improve on is going out more, going on mental health walks, getting outside of my room if I'm feeling like a bit low in my mood, and things like that. And also working on my self doubt um, when it comes to presenting my ideas or handing in my assessments, not thinking that they're good enough when I know that they are good enough. It's a good enough amount of work. So those are quite personal things to me. It's working on my self doubt. And something else that another insecurity of mine that I really want to work on is sharing my ideas and opinions with others with confidence without fearing that I'm going to be judged for sharing my opinion or ideas, because sharing ideas and opinions is how you can bond with people. It's how you can feel more inspired to create something else new, or you can create something new with somebody else. And so I really want to work on um, sharing and sharing and improving my ideas, but also just overall working on my social skills and my anxiety so I can improve upon all of these points. Now, moving forward to my future goals for the next academic year. Goal one is to find a good work life balance throughout the new academic year, as I will have uni work, a part time job, and also be the president of the K pop society and looking for more work experience. So, I want to find a good work life balance so I don't burn myself out. Goal two will to be successfully launch my new podcast in October 2026, which is currently in development. Me and my friend will be creating it and hosting it, and it will be put out on the public platforms. And it's something that I will be working on over the summer to keep myself busy. Goal three will be to gain more work experience in the radio and podcast industry, as I will be in my third year, and hopefully after third year, I will be looking for jobs within radio and podcasting, and I would really like to bulk up my CV to give myself better opportunities at landing a job within the industry for my future self. So I would like you to thank you for listening to this presentation today, but also give out a special thanks to my tutors, Adam, Leslie, Gary, Perry and Jemmy for teaching me this year, and for also some of their one-on-one advice that they've given me this year that's been really really helpful to me. I'd also like to thank my flatmate Emily, who's been a huge pillar for me throughout the academic year and for university life. I would also like to thank everybody at K-pop Society for entrusting me to be their next president for next year. All my friends, you all know, all my friends, my new friends that I've made, like Holly, Tubin, Sarah, Kat, um, Pearl. There's so many people, so many friends that I've made this year, more than I actually realise and think. And also, I would really like to thank myself this year for doing well this year, for picking myself up when I fell down, and for achieving everything that I've achieved this year, whether or not it was through academia or my own personal growth. So thank you for listening to this presentation, and I hope you have a good day.